wants to go.
Welcome back to Roslyn Court. My name's Morag Butler, and this evening we have Geoff Lakeman and Rob Murch. Yay! Yeah. Now, as usual, we have the all popular raffle. So everyone who's here is in the raffle. Anyone who donates to these two this evening, during the concert, they will also be put in the raffle. Anyone who's watching the concert but isn't in a position to donate this evening, if you join in the chat, tell us where you are, what you're doing, that sort of thing, then we will also put you in the raffle. So that's quite good. And what are we going to win in the raffle, Morag? Well, I'll tell you. You want the toilet roll? I'm sorry, this is really embarrassing. He wants the toilet roll. The first prize is a Geoff Lakeman CD.
Toilet roll.
CD. Second prize is a Who Gives a Crap toilet roll, and it is the special edition with the Where's the Loo, so it's got an activity for you to do. Okay. You can donate using the link that's underneath there. You see it going past. Donate using that. Right, so I'm going to start off the evening by singing a song. So those of you at home can go and put the kettle on or go to the toilet or something, or those of you who are here, you can do more or less the same. And then we'll start off with these two, okay? This is a traditional song from the north. My Donald, he works on the sea. ne'er thinks of me far behind, nor the torments that rage in my mind. Is mine for only half part of the year. Then I'm left all alone with naught but my fears. You ladies that smell of wild rose, think you for your perfume to wear a man goes. For of the wives that grieve and the children that yearn, for a man not returning from hunt and sperm. Well, these two have come all the way from Devon to see us. And the thing is, when we think about, we think about the famous family, really, don't we? So, Rob, how are your children?
Thank you.
So, let's welcome to the stage, please, Geoff Lakeman and Rob Murch. Thank you for coming.
Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Well, you know what this one is called now, don't you? That's the chorus. My daddy used to tell me, don't be fooled by all you see. If you want to get to the heart of things, you gotta dig way down deep. Second place, don't get it sung, a winner gotta come in first. Ain't nothing worse than taking a drink that leaves you with a thirst. Sing. Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. A good man needs a good woman, she's the rock who'll keep him strong. She'll be there to lean on when the whole world does him wrong. Nothing like good loving, that's the way it's meant to be. So find yourself a good woman, son, like your mama's been good to me. Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Round of applause. Jazz solo. There's a mighty river running where the water's cool and deep. Now don't be fooled by the muddy stream, be careful where you drink. Life is what you make it, it, sometimes it's a living hell. If you want to make it to the promised land, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Sing! Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Dig a little deeper in the well, boys, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. If you want a good cool drink of water, you gotta dig a little deeper in the well. Dig a little deeper.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's a song from, I think, West Virginia from the 80s, written by Roy Bowling and Joe Martha Allen. So we've come up from Devon today. We're a mixed bag, really, because I'm a Cornishman, although I do live on Dartmoor. I'm on one side of Dartmoor, and Rob's about 40 miles away on the other. And we've got lots of good friends down in the West Country, some of whom are cows, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
There's more cows than people down there. And most of them make more sense than the people, to be honest. But I'm fond of saying that we pay more now for a bottle of water than we do for a pint of milk. So this is our sort of milk cow protest song, written by a friend of ours called Roger Bryant. Roger was listening to the radio when he heard a tearful farmer describing how he had to give up his farm after 5 generations because he couldn't make it pay. That's even before they dreamt up Brexit, can you believe? So God knows what it's going to be like next year anyway. So here's another chorus song, and it goes... It's gone, gone, I'm sorry to say. It went for a minute there. It's gone, gone, I'm sorry to say. It's gone, gone, I can't make it pay. It's gone, gone, today's my last day. Now it's all gone away. Most of our songs are quite miserable, I'm sorry to say, but here we are.
Blimey.
Here we go. 5 generations looked after this land, and I hope in my heart they will all understand how the earth through me fingers has all turned to sand. Now it's all gone away. This is the chorus. And it's gone, gone, I'm sorry to say. Gone, gone, I can't make it pay. Now it's gone, gone, today's me last day. Now it's all gone away. Sons after fathers, daughters and wives, early to bed, early to rise, toil, sweat and tears for most of their lives. Now it's all gone away, and it's gone, gone, I'm sorry to say. Gone, gone, I can't make it pay. Now it's gone, gone, today's me last day. Now it's all gone away. Often we wondered what we did it for, when our sons and our daughters, they went off to war, and the government pleaded for more and for more. Now it's all gone away, and it's gone, gone, I'm sorry to say. Gone, gone, I can't make it pay. Now it's gone, gone, today's me last day. Now it's all gone away. We've auctioned the stock, we've sold all the gear, no longer prepared to live with the fear of the bank's lengthening shadow year after year. Now it's all gone away, and it's gone, gone, I'm sorry to say. Gone, gone, I can't make it pay. Now it's gone, gone, today's me last day. Now it's all gone away. Now the field's full of silence, the dirty deed done. Come out of the shadow, step into the sun. But this is a battle nobody has won, 'cause it's all gone away, and it's gone, gone, sorry to say. Gone, gone, I can't make it pay. Now it's gone, gone, today's the last day. Now it's all gone away. The Farmer's Song.
Thank you.
So the first job I ever did when I was 15 was picking up potatoes. We're going to do another agricultural song now. And so when a friend of mine called Jody Criscal from New York sang this, I had to learn it. He put the music to it, but the words were written by some lumberjacks up in Maine, right on the Canadian border. And they used to be itinerant agricultural workers helping to bring in the massive potato crop up there. So this song is called When the Taters Are All Dug. That's your sort of line, which you may or may not pick up. But when I was picking potatoes, I got a shilling an hour, which wasn't a lot of money. A shilling is a bit like a groat. You wouldn't be old enough to know it.
The Swede.
Yeah. And when I got to 16, I got 2 and 6 an hour. And 8 of those used to make £1. And you could go around the world for £1. I mean, you know. And so when Jody put those words that he found to music, I just had to learn the song. So, When the Taters Are All Dug.
Yep.
Way up in Aroostook County, in winter blows the snow, where in the short hot summer months the big potatoes grow, where farmers cuss and brag about the big potato bugs. There's a smile all round the county when them taters are all dug. In village stores there's tater talk about their monstrous size. Some of these yarns, they sound like truths, a lot of them are lies. There is no whiskey to be had, spring water in a jug. Bound to be a racket when them taters are all dug. Wasn't it? Where did that come from?
It's the chips.
A flash of brilliance. From east to west, north to south, the tater pickers came. Some had no cash for the railroad fare, but they got there just the same. How they cussed and bowled about the taters that they dug, for the farmers got no room for them when the taters are all dug. And sometimes, too, a country girl will pick up in the field. Some love-struck tater picker will cause her heart to yield. And in the evening gathering time with a stolen kiss and hug, bound to be a wedding when them taters are all done. And when them taters are all dug and the pickers come to town, with dollars in their pocket, they'll never get a frown. Some go down to the limehouse to fill their little jug. Then they drop clean out of sight, 'cause the taters are all dug. Taters. Rob, tell them about yourself.
Well, there we are. I'm a simple banjo player from Devon.
So simple, what?
I am a simple
yeah.
banjo player from Devon. And I'm going to play a tune now called Glitter of Steel, written in the early 1920s to show off the banjo, accompanied by Geoff.
But it's quite a peculiar banjo style, isn't it?
So everybody takes banjo playing to be either frailing or bluegrass or tenor, jazz or Irish. I play a traditional English style fingerstyle banjo, which was popular in the sort of at the turn of the last century when it was sort of music hall, and they were first banjo, second banjo, cello banjo, bass banjo. It was banjo.
One's enough, actually.
Yeah, but it was written music. There was over 7,000 banjo pieces written at the time, and this is one of them.
And it's called?
Glitter of Steel.
And I'm going to?
Accompany, I think.
But not
You
mess it up.
You won't
No.
mess it up. You ready?
Go.
Thank you.
So we're a bit like musical magpies, I was saying to someone before we came on earlier, in that we have very eclectic tastes in music, so from the traditional to quite contemporary, and the silly and sublime. So we do a lot of Americana, a lot of Irish, English, a lot of West Country stuff. And we're going to do a song of unrequited love. And you might think it's going to be some obscure Scottish ballad, whatever, but actually it's a Louvin Brothers song from 1950 called Are You Wasting My Time? Does the moon shine a little brighter if I hold you a little tighter? Are you wasting my time? Does your love grow a little stronger if I hold you a little longer? Are you wasting my time? Can I depend on your love to live on? Can I rely on the vow that you made? Does your love grow a little fonder if I kiss you a little Does your heart grow a little colder when I cuddle up on your shoulder? Are you wasting my time? When I go away, do you miss me? When I come home, do you kiss me? Are you wasting my time? Can I depend on your love to live on? Can I rely on the vow that you made? Does your love grow a little stronger if I hold you a little longer? Are you wasting my time? Short and sweet. So for those who don't know, and those watching at home, children, this is a concertina, and it's quite a complicated one. It's called a duet concertina. If anyone wants to see me around the back at half-time, I'll explain to them in more detail. But suffice to say it's a concertina, but it's about 100 years old. And,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is a bit creepy, that really, isn't it? Yes. Special offer.
Is that your usual chat-up?
Yeah, one night only, and it's all I can manage. Anyway, so this machine is about 100 years old, and Rob's is more than 100 years old. We'll come back to that one.
Yeah, we'll come back to that.
And one of the reasons we sort of collided musically is because we quite like the music from that period. And we're going to do a piece now. And the more important thing about this is I've been playing this for about 50 years, and for the first 25 years, I could only play the first third of the next tune. And during lockdown, when we were 40 or 50 miles apart, I could only talk on the phone. I said, why don't we ought to learn that tune properly? And he said, well, there's 4 parts. Is it 4 parts?
4 parts.
He has to tell me even now, when we're playing it, we're going. So we met twice, was it, on Dartmoor?
Yep.
Right in the middle of Dartmoor, we met to do practicing. No people, just ponies and sheep and some Highland cattle, all of whom turned around so their arse end was looking at us. So we're not the least interested, really.
Yeah.
But at least we were able, I'd like to say, perfect the tune. I won't say that until we played it. But we finally learned to play all parts of this tune. It's a lovely Scott Joplin classic. If you ever watched the film called The Sting about 35 years ago, you'll know it. And it's called The Entertainer. So don't go to sleep, because there's lots of it, all right? And bits are repeated, but not necessarily the same order, which is the exciting
Hopefully
bit.
we'll do it at the same time. Thank you. Thank you.
I would just like to say, not that anyone can see me saying it, but at some point, I would just like to, thank you. I would just like to say how wonderful that would just took me back to the 1970s when
Easily,
that was around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Still, yeah.
It was just brilliant, yeah.
Although it was written in about 1916, was it? I don't know,
Yeah, I think it was when I gave up piano lessons,
Yes.
actually, when
Yes.
that was one of the things that they said.
You were a child at the time.
I was very young. I was very young, yes. So anyway, people at home who are watching, I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. And we're really pleased that we can bring this to you. Please, if you can, could you donate to these people? Because they've got to drive back to Devon tomorrow, and, you know, what with
They haven't
petrol
got any
and
petrol.
everything. They haven't got any petrol. So if you could please donate the price of a coffee. Anyone who's watching this, if you could...
Tank of petrol is what we need.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to do that, no. So any little helps, please, if you could, that would be really, really lovely. And the other thing is that they probably have CDs to sell. Do you have CDs to sell?
CDs, they're over there, yes.
Yeah. And where else? People who aren't actually in the room, where could they buy
Oh, they
your
can
CD?
go onto my website, which is geofflakeman.co.uk.
Yeah.
You don't have a website, do you? No, he lives in a very strange place. They haven't got internet, electricity.
Black and
or-
white internet only.
Yeah,
we
black
are,
and white
yeah.
TV, yeah. But I know where I can get a Rob Murch CD. The problem is we haven't been able to make a duo one yet because of lockdown. But a lot of these songs we're playing and whatever are on my CD. And all the words of the songs and all the notes pertaining to them, you're quite happy to plagiarise and nick them.
Good. Okay, right. So if you want to give Geoff Lakeman all your money, then you can buy a CD off him.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you my
please do.
Bax number. And you can just put the
Oh,
money
he's
straight in
sounding
the bank.
desperate now. Okay, right. Back to the music. Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
So I'm going to do a solo now. One of my big mates and favourite modern songwriters is Reg Ross. Has he been here? Reg has been here, right.
Oh, yes.
So you'll know this one. I agree with every sentiment in this song. England green and England grey, look out on a summer's day, to all things bright and fair and gay, to my home, my love, my England. That's the chorus. I believe in dignity, rich or poor, we're all born free, austerity and slavery. Well, I thought they were behind us. I don't believe the BBC in anarchy or monarchy or an empire built on piracy. By our history you will find us. England green and England grey, look out on a summer's day, to all things bright and fair and gay, to my home, my love, my England. For years our women had no say, no right to work or equal pay. God help the crippled and the gay, oh the fragile flowers of England. Shut the factories, shut the mines, punish those fell on hard times, while we honour them who do the crimes, oh the greedy man of England. England green and England grey, look out on a summer's day, to all things bright and fair and gay, to my home, my love, my England. How can a man respect a man, sells his house and steals his land, and takes the wages from his hand to pay his own expenses? The NHS, our England's jewel, is bartered by Westminster's fool to justify his public school and military defences. England green and England grey, Look out on a summer's day to all things bright and fair and gay. To my home, my love, my England. Sing the songs of old John Bull, Cecil Sharp and John and Paul. Come English folk, come one and all, to the sweet songs of old England. Take my hand, walk with me down the back roads to the sea, where in spite of all we'll both agree there is none so sweet as England. England green and England grey, look out on a summer's day to all things bright and fair and gay. To my home, my love, my England. One more chorus. England green and England grey, look out on a summer's day to all things bright and fair and gay. To my home, my love, my England. Mr. Edgemiros. Yeah. Are we doing on time there, Morag? You are the timekeeper. Are we doing all right?
Loads of time. It's only 5 past.
All right, we'll keep going. We'll slow down.
Keep going, yeah.
So well, I'll do another of my songs, and I'll let you join in. How about that?
Go on then, shall we do that?
So I come from Newlyn, which is a fishing port down in the west of Cornwall. So I grew up with the sound of seagulls, so that was very nostalgic today. Getting shot on by a seagull in Margate took me back to my childhood. And we had fish and chips on the front, which was like dicing with death because you have to huddle over them. They're not as bad as the ones in St Ives, though. I mean, they're killer gulls down there, aren't they? So I have an affinity, though, with fishermen and fish and fishing boats and everything to do with them. So I wrote this song, which Mark Radcliffe on the radio has described as a protest shanty, because I wrote it about the days at sea law, which rules. What does it do? It limits the number of days each individual fishing boat can go to sea. This is before they even invented Brexit, which cocked everything up completely. But the days at sea rule forced a lot of fishermen off the water. They said better selling up than tying up. And as soon as I heard that, a fisherman say that on a TV interview, a little light bulb went on in my head, and I thought, oh, there's a chorus to a song. So I wrote Tie 'Em Up. And I've had, not here, we paid for our fish and chips here, but just about everywhere else, from Whitbury to Scarborough to Orkney to Cornwall to Hastings to wherever, I've always had a free fish and chip dinner on the strength of writing this song. So there's one for the fishermen, and the chorus goes like this. And I just say, when I woke up as a child, not the first time, in the morning, I'm just thinking I'm going to wake up tomorrow and hear these screeching seagulls. But I used to wake up with the window open, and I'd hear the chug of the little boats, not the big trawlers, the ocean-going boats, but the little day boats. They were called toshers, and they're these little Perkins engines. And I thought, when I was writing this song, I thought, I want something that reminds me of that. And I thought, it's the little fishing boat. And the other thing I do when I do this song is I like to split the vast audiences down the middle.
Huge audience.
Right. So this lot over here, you sing the chorus as if you are hairy-assed fishermen, and this half you just sort of smell of fish, and then we're okay, right? So this is the chorus. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, oh, tie 'em up. Better sailing up than tying up. That was Rubbit, by the way. Fish ahoy, man and boy, spent me life in days at sea. Now they've made a landlubber out of me. Tied me up upon the quay. Yo, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Better sailing up than tying up. Plymouth bricks and Padstow too. Poor old man. Plymouth bricks and Padstow crew. Never Gizzy, poor old Newlyn boys, they're all sunk too. Tossed overboard like an old fish stew. Oh, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, Tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Better selling up than tying up. We'll put mackerel on your plate, cod and haddock, monk and skate, bright-eyed, gleaming, sea fresh, wet. Then the devil cast his net. So tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Better selling up than tying up. A man in a suit, he came down here, took a stroll along the pier. Well, he looked at the list and he told me square, you can go fishing just once a year. Oh, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Better selling up than tying up. Roaches, quotas, laws and rules, ministry man from public schools, telling us all to down our tools. They don't give a damn if we're all washed up. Oh, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Better selling up than tying up. We've risked our lives, left our wives, missed our children growing up. Now we're high and dry upon the shore. On the door, won't fish no more. Oh, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Better selling up than tying up. And again, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, tie 'em up, don't let 'em sail. Tie 'em up, tie 'em up. Better selling up than tying up. Well sung, I can hear it at the back. Super. We'll do a couple more before we go and annoy the neighbours or something, shall we?
Pull the raffle.
Oh, the raffle,
Oh, the
sorry.
raffle.
Yeah. Oh, the toilet roll, my God, yes.
Don't ignore the raffle.
Oh, anything? Oh, okay.
We should have started the whole night with this, because one of the things we quite like doing mischievously is playing things on our instruments that they're not known for. So for concertinas, you expect me to play sea shanties or Irish tunes or whatever. So, so we're going to play some Cole Porter. Days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. I heaven knows, sing, anything goes. Good office too, who wants no better words, now only used for leather words, writing prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today, and most guys today, women prize today, are just silly gigolo. Although I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes, play it, yeah. build up to the Raffle with a storming climax, featuring the Titan of Twang here, as he is known, or Mr. Mr. Plinky Plonky, and this is another of those fantastic banjo era tunes, or an eerie banjo tune. Which is it?
This is a tune called Rugby Parade, written by a chap called Ollie Oakley in 1901.
And when we played this, we will wait with bated breath for the toilet paper raffle, and so we're very upset if anyone chooses the toilet paper instead of my CD. I can tell you. And we'll be back in the second half. I may intervene on this number. It's a little surprise.
Now he tells me.
Thank you. We'll see you in the second half.
No, you won't. You'll sing another song in a minute.
Oh, right.
You can't. You just can't get them, can you? You just don't listen to the instructions. Could you pick up? Could you pick one? Pick one. Yeah, just one. Pick one. One. Do you want to pick one, or do you want?
Oh yes, sorry.
Thank you.
Don't keep it. Don't keep it.
Don't keep it. Right. You can read yours out.
Right. There we go.
Oh no, we need the glasses, don't we?
Mike Turner.
Hooray! Mike Turner, you've won the CD. That's fantastic. Okay. Would you like to pass that to Andrew Ogden, you've won the toilet roll. Hooray!
Mike Turner, does your wife know you're here? Because the whole world can see. Oh, sorry.
Oh, fantastic.
It could have been your girlfriend.
No.
Trouble about these live gigs.
I think that says more about you than it does about anybody else, quite frankly. Yeah, okay. Now, we've got one more song from these two before the break.
Right.
Yeah? And then we're going to have a break, and then we'll have more of them. Okay? Yeah. Have you got one more? Do you have one more in your repertoire? What? I have a question.
Yes.
Why doesn't everyone play the banjo like this?
Yeah. They do in his house. He's got a son who's quite good at it as well, yeah.
Boys going on.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's lovely.
It's like LSD crazed maggots.
That's a
LSD
quote,
crazed
isn't it?
magnets. Yes. Okay, I think they should use that from now on. Yeah. Great.
Right, we'll finish this half with thank you for those online watching. Put your hand in your pocket, send the money, get in a taxi, come down here now. We're saving all the best stuff for the second half, for which you have to pay 3 times as much, all right? I would plead with the live audience not to go away and to come back after they've been to the toilet. But don't all go at the same time. Is that what you told me to say? Yes. Right. So here's is anybody here called...
Can you get on with it?
Anybody here called Jane? No, okay, right.
That's no good, is it?
We'll move on swiftly. This is a little Jimmy Rogers song called Blue-Eyed Jane. Sweetest girl in the world is my blue-eyed Jane. We fell in love like turtle doves while the moon was shining down. I asked her then, asked her when the wedding bells would ring. She said, oh dear, it does feel queer that this should happen here. You are my blue-eyed Jane, and you'll always be the same sweet same. You know you'll never change. I love you so. And when the sun goes down and the shadows creeping over town, I'll meet you in the lane, my blue-eyed Jane. And when the sun goes down and the shadows creeping over town, I'll meet you in the lane, my blue-eyed Jane. Janie dear, listen here, I must be saying farewell. The world is drear without you near. Now I cannot linger here, I'm going away this very day. Oh, please come go with me. I'll be sad and blue, wanting you, longing all day through. You are my blue-eyed Jane, and you'll always be the same sweet same. I know you'll never change. I love you so. And when the sun goes down and the shadows creeping over town, I'll meet you in the lane, my blue-eyed Jane. Sun goes down and the shadows creeping over town, I'll meet you in the lane, my blue-eyed Jane. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Geoff. Thank you, Rob. That was just lovely, lovely. We got more here. But for you at home, I'd just like to thank Roger doing the live streaming, and John doing the sound, and Grace is at home, unfortunately, not well, but he managed without her. And Chris doing everything else, and Sandra in the back doing taking money from people and thanking them and doing all monitoring the raffle and everything. And of course, in her pinny at the bar, Una, who sadly, once more didn't win the yacht in the raffle, but she lives in hope. Anyway. Nor a toilet roll, no. Next week we have Southering. We have a workshop in the afternoon. They've got a sort of a session-type workshop in the afternoon where they're going to look at instrumentation and harmonies. So if you play an instrument, if you just sing, if you like to go to a session, if you want to go to a session, come along at 3 o'clock because they're really, really good. And they're friends of yours, aren't they?
They are. They live in Tavistock. Yes, yes. We see them all the time.
Right, yeah. So we're having a sort of a Devon fortnight.
Very much so, yes.
Yes, yes. And then they'll be playing in the evening, which will be brilliant. And we have a surprise guest next week. We have John Connolly is dropping in.
Oh, is he? Oh, good.
Sort of by accident.
I've seen him for a long time.
Yes, yes,
He got-
serendipity.
He's getting on the wrong bus or something, is he?
Yeah,
on
that
purpose?
sort of thing, yes. Yeah, but he's going to be here anyway, and he's going to do a couple of songs, so that will
good
be
for him.
brilliant. That will be really, really lovely. And then on April the 28th, we have Pat Turner and Lynn Herold.
Oh.
And they are just wonderful.
Bonkers.
They're absolutely, I wasn't going to say it.
They're bonkers.
They're wonderful, very, very funny. It's going to be a great evening. I'm really looking forward to that because they write the most fantastic songs about their life experience. And they've had
The
some...
menopause, amongst other things.
The menopause, yes. And
Very interesting and exciting.
Very
and funny.
interesting.
Very
And-
comical.
very comical. And the people who turn up at A&E with interesting conditions.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And then on May the 5th, we've got Jali Filey Sissoko, who will be playing a kora. And he's Senegalese, and he plays really lovely, gorgeous songs, really sort of, kind of gets you like that. It's really lovely. It's lovely. On May the 12th, we have this bloke called Ian Petrie, who's sitting over there, who it writes very funny songs. Yeah, so, it's going to be a great evening that evening. I'm looking forward to it hugely. Well, that's sort of it, really, for the near future. I'd just like to thank Geoff Lakeman and Rob Murch for coming all this way to play to us.
I've got a plug for the second half that
Have you?
might stop some people switching off at
Right.
home. I'm going to play the Big Blue Meanie here, which is the world's first 3D printed duet
Show people it,
concertina.
because they won't see it at home in there, because it finishes at home
This
now.
is a
Yeah.
3D printed concertina.
Yeah.
So there's only half a dozen in the world, made by a man called Ed J. in Bristol. So he's made an English version, which Rob Harburn, the great English concertina player, is sort of trying out. And John Kirkpatrick is fiddling with the Anglo. And this is the Crane duet version. It's even got built-in microphones and things. Anyway, so hang around. The second half, you will be one amongst the first in the world to hear the first 3D printed concertina.
We're cutting edge here at Roslyn Court. Cutting edge. Yes, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much. Goodbye, all you people at home. Have a lovely rest of your evening. We're going to have a break. See you later. Thank you very much. Bye.